Hello and welcome to Sightline and MNB World. As this Friday, October 23rd, marks the World Snow Leopard Day, we've invited the Snow Leopards Trust Mongolia Program Director and the head of Snow Leopard Conservation Foundation, Ms. Bayarjargal Agvaatseren, to the studio. Hello, Ms. Bayarjargal Agvaatseren, and we really appreciate that you have come to our studio to talk to us.
Thank you for having me.
As I know, you have campaigned to save the snow leopard habitat in the Tost Mountains of the South Gobi, which has become the major mining hub. And thanks to you and your successful team effort, so we have now this huge 1.8 million acre Tost Tosonbumba Nature Reserve. You have also successfully managed to cancel all the 37 mining licenses in the reserve. And last year, you were one of 6 environmentalists from around the world who received the Goldman Environmental Prize. So I'd like to really congratulate you and your team on this successful work and your great dedication to conserve this one of the wildest cats in the world.
Thank you very much. It was a great honor to receive this prestigious award from Goldman Environmental Prize. It was a prize for me and for entire my team. So the Goldman Environmental Prize is an award that awards the grassroots environmental activists. It also encourages and acknowledges all those individual people, but also it raises tremendous amount of conservation awareness in environmental issues in the world, so that people get inspired and look for the issues around us. In terms of the Tost Nature Reserve, me and my team have been working to make it protected since 2010. It was almost 10 years of our effort to make this prime habitat of snow leopards, because we know about snow leopards a lot because of our research program. So we realized that we need to protect this land.
Were you the first person that was the snow leopard conservationist to receive this prestigious award?
I'm not the first Goldman Environmental Prize recipient. The first one is our Mongolian, who won the prize for his work defending and protecting Ong River from the mining. So I'm the second one who received the prize from Mongolia and then Asia.
But you're the second. But you're the first person as a snow leopard conservationist to receive this award, and the second person, the second Mongolian individual to receive this award.
That's right.
Okay.
That's right.
Thank you very much. And so snow leopards have been facing lots of threats, both from the people's wrong activities and also the climate change. And as they breed slowly and they need large territories, and they are listed as vulnerable to extinction. I remember that people were saying that when you were trying to persuade government to cancel the mining licenses, people were saying, we need the income from the mining sector. Why do we care about this wild cats in the mountains? Who needs them? So can you tell us why we need to save those snow leopards?
So snow leopards, as you say, encountered with emerging threats, as well as traditional threats as poaching, retaliatory killing, and mining. Mining becomes last 10 years emerging threat to snow leopards. It's a good question, why do we need snow leopards? Snow leopards are the very important species that becomes indicator of our health and sustainability of our ecosystem. For example, if you have snow leopards in your mountain system, your ecosystem is balanced and your ecosystem is thrive. You can think of that way. So it is not only ecosystem importance, it's also important of the natural and cultural heritage of each nation. So we just have to have snow leopard to be protected as a nation.
So if they go extinct, then we will have this unhealthy ecosystem.
That's right.
We have talked about these threats that are faced by the snow leopards. So those are poaching, and the other one is retaliation, killing by the herders that may lose their livestock to the snow leopards, and also the mining activities. And my question is that what kind of solutions have you come up with in order to tackle these threats, these issues, and how successful have they been?
So our organization, Snow Leopard Conservation Foundation, since its inception, have been working towards to study this animal, to understand its habitat in the requirements, as well as working with the local communities towards mitigating wildlife-human conflict, and then as well as raising awareness among the public that mitigate poaching. So we have been running these community-based conservation programs throughout western and southern Mongolia that engaged with us over 20 years. So as you say, that herders encountered livestock depredation by snow leopards, which they lose tremendous amount of loss into the livelihood. So the mechanism is that we provided them is raise lots of conservation awareness, let them know why these creatures are attacking to livestock, and then secondly, ways to compensate their losses to snow leopards, so that herders can coexist with this creature.
So you mean that,
for example, one of the programs we have been running since 1998 was is called Snow Leopard Enterprises. Through these programs, we offer income generation opportunities to households. So the herders make handicrafts using the livestock materials, sheep's wool, cashmere, camel wool, create handicrafts. So we provided them international marketing, collaborating with our partner Snow Leopard Trust. So this income goes back to the households, but this program links to the conservation. So how this links to conservation is they make conservation contract saying that they are not going to kill snow leopards. They can coexist, and then they can spread knowledge, awareness to the fellow herder members. So this program has been running successfully, that we over the times we see that people's attitude change. They stop seeing snow leopard as enemies. They see it as benefits, natural treasure for them. That is the success of our program. So when we see that how the retaliatory killing decreases, it actually indicates that those communities, those local peoples stopped killing snow leopards because they don't need to now, compensating their losses through these programs. Another program we started running in South Gobi in Tost Mountain was the livestock insurance program. So that program directly compensates the losses. But for this program, we don't really run this program. We kind of facilitate this program. So our focus was building capacity of these local communities so that they can run their own program. So they create this community fund. Whenever there is losses, livestock losses, people get together and then meet and then confirm the losses, and then they can also establish what kind of compensation rate for the goat. Then they can compensate their losses. So this program has been showing us that quite successfully running. So this kind of human-wildlife conflict mitigation programs we have been running for the last 20 years.
Can you give us the numbers, like how many livestock are being eaten by those snow leopards?
Yeah, our research shows that approximately 12% of the livestock depredation is caused by the snow leopards. But when you start these programs, you keep hearing that lots of losses are being made by snow leopards, but in actually they are not so big. But of course, wolf depredation is bigger than snow leopards. Snow leopards are cat family. As you imagine that your home cat and how they behave around the food. It's quite neat and a clean animal,
Yes,
right?
that's right.
Snow leopards are similar to that.
Have there been any cases that snow leopards have attacked humans?
There's not many cases. Rarely there were a few cases we have heard, but maybe they were the animals that have been sick. But in healthy conditions, the snow leopards don't attack to people unless you try to grab their food, right? It is common sense that if you try to collect the food, animals would depend the food.
But generally they are quite calm and not dangerous to people.
That's right. Generally, they're very elusive. They
Yes.
don't really encounter with
They're shy.
people, right? And then once you encounter with people, they would observe you and they stand there, and then they slowly go away. So they're quite gentle and calm animal.
So now let's talk about the World Snow Leopard Day. Can you tell us about why we need to celebrate the World Snow Leopard Day and the reason why it was initiated?
Yeah, in 2013 in Bishkek, Kyrgyzstan, we had 12 country government representatives
Like all
gathered.
the countries that
All
have
the countries
snow leopards.
that have snow leopards gathered there to discuss how collaboratively these governments work together to save snow leopards, and what are the gaps for the conservation, what are the needs out there. So this meeting was initiated by Kyrgyz president that time, and it was very important milestone for snow leopard conservation, because all 12 country government representatives signed a Bishkek Declaration that dedicated to saving snow leopards in range countries globally. So at that, it is important declaration, because it acknowledges that snow leopard is such an important species to play a role of health and sustainability of ecosystems, as well as being a treasure and the natural heritage and cultural heritage of each countries. So within this declaration, besides this declaration, 12 countries agreed to have International Snow Leopard Day, which is celebrated 23rd of October each day. So it is like 7th year of
It's been celebrated.
celebrated. This day have been celebrated.
What kind of activities do you carry out on the World Snow Leopard Day?
So we use this day as a day to raise lots of awareness, and we also use this day to inspire public, and we also use this day to create pride to have a snow leopard of our country. So it is a great symbol for the conservation.
Okay, so I heard that you started devoting your life when you were in your late 20s, and you joined the Snow Leopard Trust organization, and also you established your Snow Leopard Conservation Foundation. During this long time of effort that you were trying to protect the snow leopards, how many challenges have you been facing?
Life is challenging.
Yes.
There's always challenges. So I joined Snow Leopard Trust, Snow Leopard Conservation Program, 1996, while I was teaching English language or Russian language to secondary schools. During my school break, I found this job to translate biologist who was interviewing local herders, trying to understand livestock depredation by snow leopard. So while doing so, I understand that there is lots of conflict between human and wildlife.
Yes.
And on the human side, it's understandable because people lose their livestock, and then it damages their livelihood. From the animal side, they are critically endangered animals. We are losing them, any minutes. So it was really interesting for me to find out solutions, how people and the wildlife can coexist since they share the same mountain and pasture. So that's why I'm really interested in making career as a snow leopard conservationist. So of course challenges are, in today's world, humans are growing, our population is growing. We are needing more resources from environment. We are expanding our territory to live, right? So that at the same time we are actually pushing away wildlife from its habitat. So this is a challenge to balance of human needs, at the same time the wildlife needs. That's why we just talked about poaching, retaliatory killing, and mining. So those are the challenges that still coexist. But I think also most important thing is we as human beings to be aware of what's happening around nature, you know, outside in our backyard. So it's education and awareness is a very important thing. If you don't know about the snow leopards, how can you do something useful for this wildlife, right?
Okay, so the snow leopards, they don't only live in Tost Tosonbumba Mountain. They live in also the western parts, and they generally they live in the mountains, the higher altitudes. So do you wish for Mongolia had another nature reserve that protected more snow leopards?
Yeah, that's right. So in Mongolia case, snow leopards distributed in 103,000 square kilometer land, but only 18% is protected, including Tost, under national park system. So rest of the territory is, I can say, unprotected officially. So in the recent years, since Bishkek Declaration, we have been working together with the government to provide conservation through landscape system, because we learned that snow leopards use huge territory to live, to exist. That means they need more land to interact with each other. They are territorial animals. So once they need the landscape, big land to exist, we realize that the snow leopards conservation needs to be provided through the landscape level. So as I said before, that 2013, we established 3 big landscapes for snow leopards, one in South Gobi landscape, another 2 in western and northern Mongolia. So trying to conduct research conservation programs through these 3 landscapes in Mongolia.
So our time is coming to an end. So what final message would you like to give to our viewers at the end of this program?
So yeah, I would like to call and encourage, especially our youth and children, to be curious about the nature and to learn more about the environment and wildlife around you, so that you can learn more about the nature, and then you can spread knowledge of snow leopard and information about the nature. That will contribute a lot for the conservation of nature and environment. Okay, so thank you very much, Ms. Bayarjargal Agvaatseren, for talking about your wonderful work in order to protect this important wild cat in Mongolia. Thank you very much. Pleasure to be here.
You watch Sightline on MNB World. On the occasion of World Snow Leopard Day, we've invited an esteemed guest, Ms. Bayarjargal Agvaatseren, who is the Snow Leopards Trust Mongolia Program Director and the Snow Leopard Conservation Foundation. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.